Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty360. Hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. On Wednesday, October 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern, Loyalty360 will present another virtual workshop in our ongoing Loyalty University series. This time, we'll be focusing on emotional loyalty. More specifically, how customer loyalty professionals can create deeper and stronger engagement with their consumers by focusing on key attributes and drivers of emotional loyalty. This session will focus on the heart of loyalty, a recent consumer research paper authored by Kobie Marketing. Uncertain economic conditions lead to changing customer expectations. Consumers are more likely to change the frequency and depth by which they engage with the brand. Yet an effective emotional loyalty approach can help ameliorate these potential changes. With more than 34 years of experience, Kobie is using the latest consumer research to dive deeper into the proven proprietary emotional loyalty scoring and how it applies to the members. Should be a great session. The session will be presented by J.R. Slabowski, Assistant Vice President of Strategic Consulting for Kobie. How are we today, J.R.?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here and to have an opportunity to talk to everyone again as part of your Loyalty University series. So,
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for taking the time. As you know, emotional loyalty is a very topical, relevant, and germane topic these days. Brands know the benefits of having an emotional a loyal customer, but they struggle with maybe how to get there. So can you give us a brief overview of what you plan to present to our audience?
yeah, sure. So, we'll really be talking about all things emotional loyalty. Emotional loyalty really runs through Kobie's veins, if you will. We bleed emotional loyalty, and we're doing emotional loyalty. I think way before it was cool. But we'll really explore what emotional loyalty means, why it's important, how to measure it, and then mostly how to take the insights that you can gather around emotional loyalty and really use them to engage with your loyalty program members or your customers on a daily basis. That's what we do as loyalty marketers, right? So when I presented earlier this year at Loyalty Expo, I actually did an overview of all of the insights that came out of our Heart of Loyalty study that we conducted earlier this year. This session will represent a bit of a deeper dive into emotional loyalty. We'll do a click deeper into some of those findings, cutting a lot of that data by our emotional loyalty scoring proprietary tool that we really fielded in conjunction with that research. So we'll do a little bit of a deeper cut and look at and use that research to understand what really drives people to be emotionally connected to brands.
Excellent. And who will benefit? What roles, responsibilities, in general, would benefit from attending this session?
It's a good question. Any loyalty marketer, I think, or any marketer in general who really is looking to leverage a deeper emotional connection with their customers or their members, because we know that those kinds of connections represent a much stronger bond between the member and the customer and the brand or the program. And that's really what's at the core of emotional loyalty for us here at Kobie. It's all about recognizing how someone expresses their emotional loyalty to a brand and then leveraging that expression of emotional loyalty in ways that actually enhance and strengthen the connection they have to the brand. So it's almost cyclical, if you will, from that perspective. But that's really who'll particularly benefit, is anyone who's looking to try to leverage that kind of deep connection.
Excellent. And what are a few key takeaways attendees can expect to learn from this Loyalty University session?
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about Kobie's approach, and we'll explain our core emotional loyalty drivers and how we measure them to create some unique combination segments, and then how those segments differ from one another in terms of what they're looking for from brands. We'll also look at a few key examples of how we've worked with other brands to apply emotional loyalty to really create strategies for their programs in a way that's really allowed them to address some pretty critical business challenges over the last couple of years. And then finally, we'll talk a little bit more about where Kobie's heading in the emotional loyalty space. We pride ourselves on being emotional loyalty pioneers, if you will, but we're also not going to sit still. So we'll talk a little bit about how we plan to evolve when it comes to emotional loyalty.
Excellent. And then one quick follow-up question. As you mentioned, emotional loyalty is very topical, a key consideration for brands right now. Is there a mistake that, or one thing that maybe brands could do to simplify their emotional loyalty approach, or one thing that you see that is kind of a telltale sign that they have an opportunity to make significant advancements?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I think what brands sometimes do is will focus in on the transactional and the behavioral data that they have, and that data is really critical and that data is really key. but that really tells you the what, and it doesn't tell you enough of the why. And so one of the things we like about emotional loyalty is it gives us a better sense of the why. So it's painting that complete picture that I think really allows you to drive those kinds of insights. Because at the end of the day, if you're not driving a deeper emotional connection with at least some of your members, you're probably not doing it right. Your program's probably not operating in an optimal way. So the biggest thing that I would say would be a misstep is not trying to understand it because it might be too difficult, or it might be more of a challenge to do so. But understanding it, we believe, is absolutely one critical aspect to being able to understand a customer fully, to be able to leverage that, be able to leverage those insights to optimize your program.
Excellent. Well, JR, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. I'm very much looking forward to the session. These Loyalty University sessions are very informative, and looking forward to having you there and seeing everyone on the call, on the webinar, should I say.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it too.
All right.
Alrighty.
Thank you, everyone. Make sure you join us on October 9th for our Loyalty University session on emotional loyalty. Brand members of Loyalty360 will receive an invitation to attend. Please feel free to reach out to Loyalty360 if you have any questions in the interim. Until then, have a wonderful day.